Guys, all men are not equal and all women are not equal. There's a lot of people out there that are saying, look, in order to keep a woman, you gotta be indifferent towards her. You gotta, you know, treat her as though she's somehow disposable. And you gotta basically, you know, not ever express your emotions towards her, and not allow her to feel like you value her or really want her in your life. Like, what the hell type of guy am I describing? You know? Is that the kind of guy you'd want your daughter to marry? Who's gonna be indifferent to her? Who is going to treat her as though she's not valuable to him? And she doesn't add value to his life? And who's not going to express any of his emotions towards her? Is that the kind of guy you'd want around your family? Is that the kind of guy you'd want to marry your daughter? Or if you have a single mother, is that the kind of guy you'd want to be with your mother or your sister? Really? The thing is, the irony, is that a lot of these people are really talking about a very specific breed of woman, who have lost their femininity and who therefore require men to go to the far end of aggression, what feminists might call toxic masculinity. They really need men to go to the very end of antisocial behavior to find them attractive. Okay? Now, if that's the type of woman, right, that requires you to distort your character and who you are and what you've been taught in relation to respecting women, honoring women, loving women, and being caring towards women, right? If you need to change all that so you can keep that woman, right? Then boy, are you really the loser in that situation, okay? There's a much simpler solution, okay? The simple solution is find yourself a different woman. A woman who has been raised to believe that masculinity is all of those things you already have, and not, I'm this guy, I just don't give a damn about anyone, and I'm just this testosterone driven, hormone driven machine, with my fancy shit in my the number of women on my casualty list, and I do whatever I want to, and I don't care about the bad boy style, right? At some point, you have to be with an adult woman, okay? Yeah, sure, teenage girls, admire the bad boy because it does symbolize masculinity, although masculinity gone wrong, but it's very masculine and it's very attractive and all of that. But at some point, you gotta be with an adult woman who got over that, you know what I mean? And who realizes that real masculinity is men who are responsible and caring and loving, and not men who are so disagreeable that they do not care about the consequences of their actions, or do not take the heart of a woman seriously. Right? That's not a real man. And so all these men out there that are advocating for this type of masculinity, because they have only dealt with perverted women who, on the spectrum of femininity, are basically in the male camp, okay? The reason why y'all men have to be bastards to keep a woman is because your woman ain't real woman, okay? Because what you have basically is this here, okay? You have a spectrum. This here in the middle is 0, okay? Maybe the thin line of gender neutral, the gender neutral category, you're in the middle, okay? All the way on the one end, right? This end, all the way down there, this is femininity. Now, femininity comes in ranges and stages, okay? This is the most feminine, this is somewhat feminine, this is nearing towards masculine energy, and that way is all the way to that end is masculine. Now, the men right on the furthest end of the spectrum of masculine, right, exhibit psychopath, aggressive, antisocial behavior that could make them anywhere from someone who changes the entire social order or someone who is just downright a criminal and will end up in jail or is a murderer. Okay? So, if the women who are in femininity so close to the male spectrum or actually jump into the male spectrum only respect men who are criminals or who are potentially criminals, and don't respect men who are closer to the female spectrum but still male, right? Who cannot, because of their upbringing, of how far they veered from real femininity, then the solution is simple. You don't gotta change for nobody. No. Just find a feminine woman. Period. End of story.